Hey, this is Eddie Colon, UC Details, back for the episode. And this one I did a little review on the site. I was watching the old videos, going back doing the old videos, and there was a couple videos that, more than a couple actually, I'm being honest, there's a whole bunch of videos that kind of sucked. Explaining how to do things, actually walking you through how to do it, explaining better the why we do it, things like that nature. One of those things that I researched on my own channel that came back with a lot of questions on it because it was unclear was the Labocosmetica 3pH wash. And let's go over the history of this 3pH wash. We see it all over now. You know, Detailco has one. You know, CarPro has one. A lot of companies are coming out with an acid soap, a high alkaline soap, uh, you know, uh, you know, a lot of them have been using this type of thing for a while. So, but if you look at the history of the 3pH wash, the 3pH wash was actually created by Labocosmetica. I think they actually have that coined and or they own that phrase. I have to check. For sure that they have created it. They're the first to pioneer it. And what the 3pH really means is that you have a high alkaline soap, you have a acid soap, and then you have a 7pH bucket wash soap that you'll use for your final steps. Now you're like, Eddie, this is nothing new. This is why are you trying to teach this? Because I want to show you how I was taught by Reggie. Seeing that video with Reggie, I was so ecstatic that it was like the Blair Witch Project. The camera was shaking back and forth, so you didn't really get the knowledge you needed to. It wasn't clear. Clarity is the best thing in the world. Is when you can be clear about something with intent and you can follow through. So I'm going to show you how to use it. And one thing I learned from my Korean friends over there at Kataba, it's actually a company name. They're the Mafra distributors for Lava Cosmetica. Is these, if you look at the labels, they're the same things that you could buy here. They're just in Korean for them, right? Because it's Korea. But they got cool labels. And they regard these as some of the best detergents in the world for cleaning power, usability, reviving coatings, things of that nature. So I want to walk you through how to use Primus 2.0. And again, this is the same thing you could buy on many sites, our site, whatever. And Purifica. This is the new Purifica, right? The updated version. And we're going to use actually Purifica in our bucket soap. Now, that's a modified 3pH. Eddie, why aren't you doing the real 3pH? I don't have any Sempre, but the way it would work, it would be the same. You would start with Primus, you will go with Purifica, and then you'll do the contact wash with Sempre in the bucket. That's the 3pH. But I'm going to give you tips and tricks on how to do it. Now, let's talk about the car we're doing this on. So I have behind me the first Cadillac Lyric in Pocatello. It's a 2024 Cadillac Lyric. It is Cadillac's homage to EVs. So it's meant to go against like the Porsche Macan, for all EV. It's meant to be like the high tier, like an Audi e-tron. You get the luxuries of Cadillac, the smoothness, the real leather seats, the Napa leather seats. You get the nice fit and finishes, but the new technology of the EV. The cool thing about the Lyric is it's all-wheel drive, so you have two motors, and it powers both front and back. It has a range of 307 miles. They're very upfront with their mileage. They don't claim anything that they don't. It has fast charging, of course. You would want that. It has this gnarly self-drive capability that comes with it for free for the first 3 years, and you just put it on the highway. And as long as Google Maps, hear me out, as long as Google Maps can see the road, it will drive that road for you, and it'll switch in and out of lanes. And it has a camera looking at you to make sure you're paying attention. Uh, that I've heard is insane, right? You have the cameras, you have the ability to see who's around your car if there's damage to the car. It's got the same kind of features that a Tesla would. So this is Cadillac's version or a reprieve or to combat the Model X, the Macon. It's a mid-size to large SUV, and it's real good to look at. So I'm going to show you the pictures or the videos of the car here. A whole bunch of dirt. It hasn't been touched by the dealership. They left it real dirty. It's been snowing and raining here, so you get some of that. And this would be a perfect example of how to use a 3pH. So I'll give you a little history about Cadillac and their Lyric. They've been around for 3 revisions. This is their updated revision. They're coming out with another revision, 2025, with the same trim, but I think it's modifications made to the battery. We're going to walk you through the 3pH. Now, it's a little educational here, right? So I wanted to keep the jokes to a minimal. I want to keep the learning to a high here. So that way you can understand how to use it. So when you're doing it for yourself, it's better explained. So let's go over the art of the double tap. We'll call it section 1. Double tap. Now, premise, when we talk about a double tap, premise by itself wants you to dilute it 1 to 5, 1 to 10, right? And it'll be the same dilutions in the foam cannon, but at the foam cannon tip or the front of it, or when it sprays out, it'll be 1 to 60, 1 to 70. So I'm going to show you what the double tap means. We're going to dilute this together. We're going to dilute 5 to 1. So I'm going to show you how much mils we're going to use. We're going to put an IK sprayer, and then we're going to use that same solution, so we're not wasting products, to put in our foam cannon and foam the whole car on top. It's the same kind of vibe as doing a European wash with like a citrus. You pre-spray the whole car with the citrus, and then you foam it with snow foam, but this is the snow foam and this is the pre-wash. And then we're going to walk you through the same ordeal with this if we need it, for Purifica, for be our wash, and our second step to get the organics, inorganics. That's the goal of this. And by that time, the car's so clean after you contact wash it that you could go straight into a polish. That's what I learned from Labocosmetica. You're like, what about the clay? I'm telling you, we've tested this on like 2 or 3 cars when Reggie was here. Literally, if you do this right with this and this, go straight into a polish. It took all the organics off the car. If you're reviving a coating, right, this is cleaning. Let's talk about coating revival. It's the same steps. You will go with a double tap, or you'll just go straight to foaming this. When I say a double tap, I'm saying you're going to use this first, take the solution in here, put it into your foam cannon, and use the rest of the solution so you don't waste product. You don't use more product in the foam on the car. What that does is it gives you a true 5 to 1 dilutions without being diluted down by the pressure washer. And we'll hit all the highs, lows, sometimes the glass with it. I'll walk you through all that. We're going to do that together. But let's get started. I'm going to show you how I dilute this. We'll go through that, and then we'll get going to the car. All right, let's talk dilutions here. So when you're doing dilutions at 1 to 5, you can get an app on the mobile app center, where it's called DRC, or you can just do your own math. But I have 1,000 mils that I want to use, right? 5 to 1 and 1,000 mils is going to be 167 mils of this product. How'd you do the math so fast? I did the app. You know, I went on the app and did it. So 167, you're like, that's a lot. Well, yeah, but remember, this is 5 to 1. And we're going to go 167 here. And then the goal is to get to the 1,000 mark. It's going to be over 1,000 because I suck. Okay, so that's my dilution right here. I can use that in my foam cannon, but I'm going to use it first to give me a true 5 to 1 in my sprayer for the double tap. So I'm going to come in, pour that bad boy in here. And again, the double tap, all it does for us is allows us to hit the car with the dilution that's a little stronger than putting it just in the foam cannon, right? You can go in the foam cannon if you want to, straight up. But for the double tap method first, you need a sprayer or a spray bottle or something of that sort that you can use. Now, we go here, and then we'll get rolling. Sprayer, and we're gonna hit all the sections in the lower half. All the sections in the lower half. I'm gonna hit the glass with it, the roof too, because it has a whole bunch of contaminants. And then I'm just spraying it on. And that's gonna be the first level. You let the double tap work a little bit, and you'll come in and you'll spray it on the lowers. I can spray it on the glass. I'll spray it on the roof to get some of that on the roof working, because there's a whole bunch of contaminants. And then this starts to hit pretty hard. And then if I could show you on the side here, if I could zoom in here just so you can see it, you can see how it's starting to work on all the dirt, starting to pull the dirt down on all the sides of the car. And that's going to do work and sit on the panel until I foam it on. So I'm going to get around the car. Remember, double tap, all it means is that you're going to put the dilutions in your sprayer. You're going to spray the whole car, let it sit, and you'll see the dirt start working to break down and emulsify. It's safe for plastic trim. This is the one cool thing about one good thing about Labocosmetica is that their stuff is safe to use, and I want that to go all over the paint, and then we'll use the rest to foam it on, and you can just see it going to work already. And look at all that dirt, and look at the hood. All right, this is the art of the double tap. It starts to work, starts to do its job, and all that. So we're gonna finish the rest of the car real quick, and then we'll foam her on. Here's what I mean.
I have my dilution stuff that I had in here. All I'm going to take is what I use to spray the car, and I'm going to pour that into my foam cannon. And then that's the solution we're going to use to foam the car. So no waste, no extra soap. You already diluted one time. I have enough here to foam the rest. Paste. You use the same solution you had inside of your sprayer to hit the car up, and you can see it going to work on the dirt here. You can see it on the side. It's enough foam to get the best results.
The car's waiting. Now we have an option here. I'm gonna default and do this the same as a double tap like Reggie taught me. It's gonna be the same dilutions. I'm gonna actually go 1 to 5 for the car because I want it to get as clean as possible for the next ride. So 1 to 5, we know for the dilutions I want is 167 mils. You're like, Eddie, that's a lot. Man, we're getting this car as clean as possible. And I want that dilution to be as strong as possible so I could go straight into a polish for my car. So let me add water to that. So I let this sit for close to like 5 minutes. And we're just gonna spray off the car top to bottom. And we're just gonna spray it all off. I'm gonna go in. I'm going to do all the lowers of this solution. Same thing, you can even do the rims. The rims, Primus does a better job because of the alkalinity. Do the back here. And this is that same double hit that we wanted to do on the car to get the most out of our detergents. And this is how you would do it. Again, a reset for a ceramic coating. I always do the whole hood. This is what I would do. And this is what I do. And this is why IK makes the best sprayers in the game. Literally one pump got this all done. Again, you would do this for ceramic coating or for a new car coming in for a coating to get all the organic stuff. Now, I'm gonna take the same solution, foam, my solution inside that I use to do the hit. And then I'm gonna take that, foam it on. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't add any more soap. I didn't add any more detergents. And right here. And it's thick enough on the car, you can see it behind me, to give you beautiful coverage while you do your bucket wash on top. And we'll do that. Let me foam this side. Now, during this phase, you can take your brush, right? You can take your soft brush here, and you could go through the cracks and crevices. During this phase is when you would want to do that. So I'll throw that in there. Put your wash mitt inside of your bucket, and hopefully the sound works because I go in, smooth strokes. Why aren't you spraying it off and foaming it back on? Because Purifica or Primus did an amazing job taking almost everything off the car. So this one, I will just go back to the grit guard, make sure I hit the grit guard, and you can see how slick the soap is. So it has a lot of lubrication for an acid soap. And this one, you're just gonna contact wash the whole car. All right, so we finished. I wanna go over the car, what we did, and what we talked. So I did the new 3pH. I'm gonna tell you, I wanna explain again so we're not confused. The original 3 pH from Labocosmetica was 3 different products. You have in high alkaline, which is Primus, this one. You had a acidic, which is Purifica, and then the third one was Sempre, which is their pH soap for the bucket. Now, you could dilute this 5 to 1 and do a double hit like I did. And you would, what a double hit means generally, you just put the 5 to 1 straight dilution into your sprayer, spray it all over the lower panels, the hood, wherever it has the most contaminants. Let that do its little thing. It's kind of like a citrus wash, right? Then you're gonna take that same dilution so you don't waste product, use more product. You take it, pour it into your foam cannon. You saw how I did it. That was enough soap on the car to do the work it was meant to do, and that was to pull down all the dirt, all the grime from the car. After you spray that, step 3 or step 2 is you do the same thing with you do the same thing with Purifica. Purifica, you don't need to do the double hit. I always do the double hit. That's how Reggie taught me, and I just want it to be straight 5 to 1 on the car, so it does the most for the car, taking inorganics off, and then I take the same solution, I pour it into my foam cannon, and I foam on. Then at that moment, you could use your brush, you could use your mitt to do the contact wash at that stage. Then you spray off and dry. You're done. That's it. It's that simple. And I hope this explains it. So with that said, I'm going to break this up into 3-part series. The one part was how to do Labocosmetica 3 pH system the right way. Second part is how to use Cut Master from NextZen and make sure your emulsion is shaken correctly so you don't lose the emulsion and it breaks your compound like you do hot butter when you mix it with eggs. And then the third part is interior leather protection and care. And we'll use guys to show you how to use that and how it works and how to apply it. So I want to thank you for watching. I hope you like these kind of videos, more educational, more how-tos. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and we're road to 10K. You take care. Have a good week. We're out.